Let me ask you something. How much of your day is spent on doing stuff that doesn't actually move the needle in your business? If the answer is too much, then this video is for you. Today I'm going to show you how to 10x your productivity with some very simple tools. We're talking about working smarter, not harder. So if you're ready to stop being a busy fool and start being effective, let's get started. Here's the deal. Why is automation important if you're looking to scale? You can't scale chaos. And essentially this is what's happening if you have manual processes in your business and also in your life. So let's say right now, could you onboard 10 clients tomorrow? What would happen if they sign up? Probably your business would break because you have too many manual processes. And this is where you need to automate as many things as possible, whether that's leads coming through, whether that's calls getting booked, whether that's sales calls being taken. The whole process you want to try and automate and streamline as much as possible. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 key softwares you have to be using in your business. One which is bespoke to us, which I'm going to show you the inside of. And these are going to help you to save time, make more money, and be more efficient. Now, number 1 is Zapier. So Zapier is like the Swiss Army knife in terms of applications or software you can be using. So how Zapier essentially works is it integrates different software platforms. So we can use this to literally do anything we want. One of the key software systems I would recommend you use integrated with Zapier is something called Slack, which is a messaging platform for businesses. Now, one of the big things we do with this is reporting for finances. So if I show you on screen an example in terms of how Zapier works, we've essentially set up a Zapier, which is on screen right now. So we have when a new charge comes into our Stripe account, this creates an event. The event fires to the filter on Zapier, which then fires a specific message of the payment that has come through into a Slack channel. And this is very important when you're looking to scale because your sales teams can see when payments come through. They can see when new clients sign up. And then the whole team is coercing and working off of this information that's coming through on autopilot. If you have to manually tell people if they've signed up, how much they paid and all this type of jazz, you will never have a business that effectively scales. Now, a second example of this here is, for example, when someone opts into one of our guides in terms of getting our app training guides in our fitness business. Now, essentially what we're doing here is a secret hack in terms of how you can improve your email open rates. What we're doing is when someone is actually added into Active Campaign to a list to get our ads plan, is firing a zap into Google Mail here to then send the email manually from Google Mail. So this has a higher open rate, which is less likely to then get blocked than if it's going directly from something like an auto email provider like Active Campaign. So it's almost as if the email is personally being sent rather than being sent en masse from an automation. So the second big tool we use is Calendly. Now this is the fastest way to actually run your business in terms of call bookings, meetings, and have everything run very efficiently. So you can see here across the call meetings, we have different meetings for myself, for a team, and you essentially create a team company version of Calendly where you can have all your different staff members on here. Now, why this works incredibly well is it allows you to see everyone's calendars and everyone's availability. And when you basically come through to the booking page, for example, it will then show you essentially the availability that is available. So for example, if I come onto this quarterly reviews page, there's probably no spaces on here because we aren't doing quarterly reviews at the moment, but I'll give you an example of what it would look like. It would come through saying no times in August because we aren't taking it there, because I'm not taking team calls at this point. So for example, if I was come through and click on a 1 hour call with CJ, there's spaces I have opened up on my calendar here if I need to have a 1 hour meeting with people, and they can essentially then just click and then book in for whatever time. So this is a system you can then integrate and automate, obviously the emails and everything that come off the back end of this. And if you're in a point in terms of really looking to try and scale your business, you need to have as many of these things automated as possible. And off the back end of this, what I would also do is have this linked through to your Google Calendar. So what I would do, particularly if you're running a sales team, I would have a calendar essentially that looks like this. So if I click on the sidebar, I can then see all of my team's calendars by clicking on them, and I can see all the sales calls we have across the week. And that's how simple this is, and that all integrates from Calendly across Google Calendar. One hack I would give you if you are scaling very quickly and you have a sharp rate that's less than 50%, I would actually create the functionality of having 2 calendars where you can actually double book sales closes, because that gives you a bit of overflow if you're having issues in terms of people not showing up and you've got people sitting around. This is a way you can scale. So we'll often double and even triple book people to make sure we've got people taking calls all the time. And we have some people on our setting team who can also step in and take sales calls if needed. Last but not least is the best thing we have here, which is 7FSS 365, which is basically our white labeled version of Go High Level, where we essentially give you all of the blueprints from our own fitness business that you can plug into yours. So to give you an example of essentially how this works, it has all the client management side of things in terms of how you do your check-ins, managing payments, all these types of things integrates with your Stripe. For confidentiality, we are using a template version here because obviously we can't show the inside of our fitness business with all client names and details like that. It can manage conversations and the actual inbox of your Instagram and social media accounts. We can then also see calendars, contacts, which will be basically a CRM system, opportunities, which is essentially like your sales and follow-up pipeline, which is very, very helpful because if you actually look at the reality is that most sales happen after 7 touch points, which means you need to be following up. So you can use this for check-in management, and then you can also use it in terms of creating the pipelines here for sales. Next up, we have the payment section. Now, in the payment section, you can literally do everything from your business. You can send invoices, you can see how much revenue you've had to date, check subscriptions, create payment links, absolutely everything in there. So very, very straightforward. After that, we've got marketing. And in terms of the marketing perspective, what we basically link into here is you can have a social media planner. We integrate and link in all of our social media accounts. We give you all the email automations we have in our own fitness business. So like welcome emails, the emails linked to all the funnels, which I'm about to show you. So in the automations and workflow section, we have everything you basically need in terms of building your business, which we white label and give to you. So the top thing is we have an AI chat setter that books in the sales calls for us, which actually replaces a lot of our fitness setters. So it handles all the leads coming from paid ads. This isn't a human being, it's actual AI handling it. So we have a bot that can handle that, which is insane. Basically prints money. We give you the full application process, call booking reminders. We have a calorie calculator you can use as a lead magnet, which basically gives your clients and prospects a custom calories in terms of what they think you should have. You can use it as a lead magnet to pull them into the top of the funnel. Client management systems. We have keyword automation. So if someone DMs you, so for example, fat loss, it can send them a certain guide. We have all the lead magnet follow-ups and all the pipeline management you'd need. The next thing to go into is in terms of, which is super relevant, is in terms of sites and funnels. So we give you the exact application funnel I have in my own fitness business that generated over $6 million for this one funnel. We copy and paste that and give it to you. We give you the calorie calculator funnel, which is linked to the calorie calculator I mentioned. Thirdly, we give you all the client management sites you need in terms of onboarding and actually giving clients access to everything. We give you all the lead magnet funnels. So in terms of when people can opt in to say abs guides, fat loss guides, recipe guides, so you can get email address, phone number, and all of those systems. So this is what we do in 7FSS 365, and this is a fully automated process. And this is one of the quickest ways to have your business running on autopilot, is to have all this stuff done for you. Because the big mistake why people don't automate and implement these things in their business is because they don't know how. And you learning how to do all this stuff will take you a long time. Whereas the reality is, you can just get a done for you solution like this, and we can plug this into your business straight away. So if you want help with this, with 7FSS 365, you can hit the link below this video and get more information about that. And in terms of implementing the rest of the automations into your business, the most important thing I'd say in terms of what you're looking to achieve is, what problem does this solve? If you're putting things into your business that solve problems, that's awesome. That's the exact thing I want to do. The only problem I see sometimes when people are looking to automate, they're looking to automate almost to masturbate themselves off the automating things that aren't even important things you need to get done. And I see this a lot with tech people that we've worked with previously, and I see that a lot in terms of people I've hired in the past, is they will oversell you things you don't need, whereas the reality is, for you to scale your fitness business, you need to do 2 things. Book sales calls, close sales calls, and keep that a process as efficient and automated as possible, which is exactly what we do for you here. If you took value from this video, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, comment below any questions, and if you want access to this software and you've got any questions, drop me a message on IG at Charlie Johnson Fitness, or hit the link below this video.